To get started with Socrative, you want to go to www.socrative.com. When you'll see this page, you'll see information about student login and teacher login. Your students don't actually have to create an account to log in. They just need your room code, which we'll look at later. For you, though, you do want to create a teacher account. So click on the button, Get an Account. Here you'll see two options, the free option or the pro option. The free option is more than sufficient if you're just using it for your own classroom. So click on Get Free, and you'll see this little profile that you have to fill out. You just have to put your first name and last name and email address, and they will send you an email for you to reconfirm your account, but don't worry, you can always unsubscribe to future emails if you don't want to get overwhelmed. So once you have an account, you now have a screen that looks like this when you log in. There's a couple of different buttons, and if you follow the mouse, I'll scroll over them and launch them. Launch is what you would use when you actually want to deliver the quiz in class. Quizzes is where we're going to go to create a new quiz. You could see here I have a bunch of quizzes because I've been using this account for quite a while. Rooms, this is where you can go and you are allowed to have one room. For Pro, you can have more than one room, but here you'll see my room is called Plu's Workshop Session. Just click on the little pencil to change the name of the room. I have an activity that I didn't close out, so let's click on to close it out. Now you see if I click on the pencil, I can change the name of my room. I recommend that you leave your room name the same. For example, your last name and the subject you teach, so that your students can always go back and log in. They don't need to have a different room name every time. As long as you finish out an open survey, the students will only see what's available at any given time. And then when we click on reports, we'll see different sessions of reports. I have 58 active reports from different times that I've launched. And you could see here, this was the generic name, room name that I had until I changed it to mine. So let's just take a quick look at how to create a video. That's, I'm sorry, how to create a survey. That's the main point of this video. So you want to go to the quizzes tab and you want to click on the orange button on the right hand side, add a quiz. You have two options, create a new or import. We're going to say create a new. And now you'll see on this screen, create a quiz. So you want to title your quiz, and we'll just title this one, Quiz About Socrative. Skip over this button about aligning quizzes to a standard. This is really just for the U.S. K through 12 system. Down here, you'll see you have three choices of question formats: multiple choice, true or false, and short answer. We're just going to quickly go through doing one of each. So I'm going to click on multiple choice. Here you have a few options. What we're going to say, you can add a picture. We're not going to add a picture in this video, but you can upload any photos from your computer. Socrative doesn't have the function yet to search for photos and then instantaneously put free photos in. So make sure that if you want to add a picture, you'll have it on your computer. Okay, so our first quiz question, we'll say I'm creating more of a poll. So we'll say, have you used Socrative in the classroom previously? So I just simply type in a question, and now I'm going to put my choices. Yes, no, no, but I have seen it or heard about it. In this situation, we don't have a correct answer, but I'm going to say I want yes to be correct because you'll see later on the dashboard that we have that color option. So we're going to now click Save. Once we click Save, we'll see our question appear. And now you see down at the bottom of the screen, you have the option to add another question. So let's add a true and false. And same thing, you can put a picture or you can just add text. So we'll say formative assessment typically involves gra- awarding grades or allocating points. And the answer to this is false because we know that summative assessment involves awarding grades or allocating points. So in this little field down here, we see the explanation, and this is where you can write some instantaneous feedback for the learner to receive when they clicked true or false. So we'll just say summative assessment involves awarding grades or points. Formative assessment is typically for learning purposes. And once again, we click Save. So last we have the option for a short answer. Short answer, you want to basically have 1, 2, 3 word short phrase options so you can scan through the results. So we'll put something here. What are some other what are some classroom assessment techniques that you currently use? And here we have the option to add correct answers or take them away. If you're adding correct answers, you kind of want to make sure that they're close-ended, and then also you have to be able to adjust or adapt for lowercase spelling or misspelling. So I tend to leave it open and leave it blank. So we would say um, for more information on different types of classroom assessment techniques, you might want to read Angelo and Cross. So give them some literature to take a look at. So I'm just going to click the Save button. Now we see some different options. Basically, we're done with creating our 3-question quiz. We see buttons to delete, buttons to move them up. So we can move question 3 up, which we did. We'll have that one be first. And then we see where we could copy questions. So if you want to use the same question for multiple classes and you would prefer to have the data separate as opposed to just having it one room open with one quiz, that's why you would copy a question. So what we're going to do now is click Save and Exit. So our quiz is officially saved. On this screen, you could see, you could delete, you could merge, you could move, you could create folders. There's lots of different options for you to organize yourself. But now we actually want to go and launch this quiz. So we click on the launch button and we're going to click on the quiz button. And we see our quiz right here at the top, the quiz about Socrative. So I'm going to select it, hit next, and then we see some different delivery methods. Instant feedback. And if you scroll over the little button, click on it, you'll see what these definitions are. So instant feedback, you monitor the progress. Open navigation is Students can do this at any time, in any order, change answers. And then teacher paced is if you wanted to stand in the front of the room and have all the students do the same question at the same time before moving on. If you look on this right hand side, you'll see some different things. Require names, shuffle questions, shuffle answers, show a final score, one attempt. Do you want them to be able to go back and forth? Once again, this information that I get from using this tool is really just for me to see how my students are doing. I don't use it to award grades or points. So this isn't really something that I play around with, but if you were interested in it, you probably could. Um, Requiring names, I tend to require names just so I know who was in the system. I ask them to put their first name, but later on, when it appears on the screen, I make sure that it is anonymous. So all I do is I now click on the start button and my activity is open. Your screen will look like this, and as students come into your room, so your room name is up here, your room code, Blues Workshop Session, you'll be able to see their progress in terms of a percentage, or if you wanted a score, you can put that. We can show answers or we could hide answers. We could show names or we can hide names. This is the point where I usually hide the names because I'm just interested in seeing what's happening. So once I have all this data in there, to close the quiz, I simply click on the finish button and I have some reports. I could get a report that I could download, I could view a chart, or I simply can just hit the close button to launch it. Once I do that, it takes me back to the screen and I'm ready to get started all over again. For more information on Socrative, please take a look at the workshop slides and some of the demo videos. But otherwise, feel free to get started and try it out in your classroom.